Welcome to Gisha TV. Today's guest is a museum conservator and sports photographer with interest in rugby from Malaysia. Please help us welcome Faiz Azizan.
Assalamualaikum and hello everybody. My name is Faiz Azizan. I am curator at Conservation Division in Department of Museum Malaysia. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I would like to thank you, Madam Pomatash Nasab, inviting me for this Jisha TV's conversation with series. Okay, actually, it's hard question to answer because I never expected that I would be a conservator today. I can say my family and friends, they are very inspired me to challenge myself until today. The reason why is this profession is very rare in Malaysia. Because for me it's like a national duty, a duty to look after our national treasure, our history, and preserve the culture. So it will be in good hand for our future generation, so they can have and see it. I can frankly speaking, my client is not born yet, maybe 20 or 30 years, then they will see what I'm doing today. Because previously I am a textile designer in Canterbury Asia. Canterbury Asia is a brand of rugby sportswear. Of course, I have a majoring in the arts and design, textile printing. So everything is changed in I think 2006 or 2007, when we have a small reunion with all my classmates. So we exchange stories about life, about career, and one of my friends tell about his duty in museum as an assistant curator that time. Then my friend and I get excited because he talked about he's traveling a lot, doing research, covering our national heritage culture, and cleaning some artifacts. So I think, wow, this is cool job, man. So he told us at that time some museum looking for assistant curator. So he said, why not you just take a shot, just try apply for it. So I think, yes, maybe I can give it a call and try to fill the position. And then I fill the form. Then about 8 months later, I get an interview. They call out for interview, and about 2 months later, I qualified for the job, for the role in Department of Museum Malaysia. And then I was put in conservation department as a assistant curator in 2009. From there, I helping my conservator and my curator to doing their job, and at the same time I developing my skills. So in 2014, I'm applying for the curator and conservator roles. Lucky me, in 2015 I get the curator position, and still doing the duty at the conservation division until now. For 11 years working as assistant curator and conservator, personally I have been done a lot of conservation and restoration projects, from a small object in the lab and a bigger collection outside the museum. I have a few memorable projects like making a sailboat restoration in Langkawi, and then we have done 3 locomotive actually, and Sabre F-50 86 jet fighter. But the most memorable project I have been done is making casting and molding of 2 memorial stones of British people who once served with a coal mining company, the Eastern Archipelago Company in Labuan. Actually, Labuan is in Borneo. So my team and I travel about 2 hours by airplane from Kuala Lumpur to Labuan, and need to finish the projects in 2 weeks. The best part is the memorial stone is in the jungle. Okay, in the jungle. So when my team arrived at the Chimney Museum in Labuan, we have to walk around 2 kilometers to the site, which is with all the heavy equipment. But we forget about the equipment because the view is so beautiful as we through the forest, as with lots of coconut trees, and then we get back into the beach, and then we walk about 1.5 kilometers, and then we get into the forest, and then we arrive at the memorial stone with all the equipment and all the material for casting and molding. So at that time we are using the silicone to make a mold, and then after we finish the mold, we take out the mold to the museum. Again, we don't get a permission to stay at the site because the place is quite dangerous at night. So we need to start work early, around 7 a.m. and finish it, and need to get out before 5 p.m. So every day we need to pack our rations, our items, and the ration for cook for lunch. We buy rice, we buy fish, eggs, and some vegetable for cook at the site. So one of our members, our teams, his duty is just cooking for the lunch. When it's come to raining, we cannot continue the progress and just sit under the tent. So we lost about 2 or 3 days. So we are quite behind the schedule. But at the time, the project manager said, "Come on, guys, we can make it. We can make it." And then this project is full of funds and thrill for me and my team. Luckily, our team managed to finish the task with flying colors. We ready the object, the replica in 10 days. Okay, in 10 days. So it's very memorable because we need to walk into the jungle. We walk beside the beach with very fantastic view, and then suddenly the rain come down because the very hot sunny day actually, and then all come of nowhere the rain is coming. It's very heavy rain, so we just run into the tent, and then looking at the stone. Luckily the silicone is not drowned with water, and yes, until now if we sit for breakfast or lunch, or we have 1 or 2 colleagues maybe at the situation that we still laughing about about this project, and sometimes we said this is very memorable. Maybe until I quit my job, maybe in 15 or 60 years, I will still laughing about this. Actually, during this pandemic, we cannot easily go out to doing work at site, right? Because the restricted movement control orders. Okay, some of the project we need to put on hold, and some project we need extra time to be done. Because I still cannot meet my full team members at the office. Right now, only 70% can come to office a day. So we have to schedule out all the programs, all the works on the day they have at the office, and sometimes we using Zoom or Google Meet to set up a meeting and talk about our progress works. So because we need to know how many collection that have been done in January to April, because we have some targets to fulfill in this year. Because we are all worried because if we cannot be done, maybe we need to extra works. So when we have some extra works, we are feeling that we cannot make it as good as easy as on the time, because first we need to know how much material we have, how much the equipment we need to use. So as a conservator, when you're not around with your artifact, it's like you cannot touch the collection. So it's like a blind man, a blind person. You need to tell your colleague, this is how we do, this is how. So when it's easy when it's face to face. When you tell it about in the phone call or in the video call, the feel is not there. For me, the feel is not there. I know you know the feel. You need to look at the artifacts. You need to feel the artifacts like a doctor. Actually, like a doctor. So we need to be careful now. We need it's a critical moment for a conservator to doing job without an artifact in front of him. I started to be interested in photography, starting from my study time in university, because I have a few friends who taking the photography course, and now they are making names in wired media. They are working with EPA, some working with Reuters. So they're quite successful now. So from them, I learned, and at that time, I look. They are doing their assignment in the studios, setting up the lightings, and then following sometimes in outdoor shootings with all these journalisms, and then to find the subject, the critical moment. So seeing them perform the tasks, I feel, wow, this is something interesting from what I'm doing in textile lab, or because when I'm doing a textile, I'm doing a printing, I'm doing a batik, and also sewing. So this is another part of career. So but at the time, we're all students, so not strong on the financial factors. So I keep my desire to buy a camera, just borrow it from them sometimes. So can I borrow for my works? Because I had already passion in this photography since university days. And now I have working, so I save my money and buy a camera at that time. 2013, I get a chance to go to HSBC Hong Kong Sevens under Dunia Sukan, which is that's the first experience I'm going outside from Malaysia, taking photos and the really big event. So it's very fantastic and amazing experience, and also this very personal, I can say a very personal experience. 2014, I start as a stringer at Asiana Drop Mine. Okay, and then 2014 I become Malaysian 7 series. I become official photographers with my team. So it's a very challenging experience because we need to manage the team and manage the photos need to deliver every single after game. So after 5 minutes of the game, we need to send out photo out. So it's a very technical task for me, different from the conservator. A very technical task. So we need to find the good spot of internet, or what photos to send out, which photo Hong Kong needs, which photo the China needs, so Malaysia needs what photos. It's very challenging. And then 2014 is a year that I developed career in my, I can say the career in the photography, because I have a 3 major event, and also I'm going to the World Clubs Rugby 10s in Singapore. That's the task under MalaysiaRugby.com. At that time, it's very challenging because from 7th game to 10 match atau 10% games is quite different on the technical or the tactical or the style of playing. So I need to catch up how the game works. So it's different. So at that time I meet the star from Blues, Perry Wepu, also the members of All Blacks. I think he captain of All Blacks that time. And also a few big names in rugby, because at the time we have Brumbies, the Blues, and a few clubs from Australia and New Zealand, which is, we know, these two countries is the biggest games in rugby, the biggest name in rugby. So in 2015, I have doing for MalaysiaRugby.com Asia Rugby Championship. Okay, this time I'm covering the 15. I'm covering my national team. I'm covering the Malaysian team. So in this game, it's very emotional game because I see my friends inside the field because we know each other. So I'm taking my friend photos. So the field is very different. When you're taking the friends of your friend photos with compared before this, I'm taking a world-class photos, the field taking the friends and national team player photos is very, very, I can say, exciting, very memorable, because we starting under division 2. We climb out the division to so 2015 a big changes of our national team. 2017 Malaysian host the SEA Games KL 2017. I become an official photographer under ASEAN Adopmai, and then I covering tennis and also silat, and silat is martial arts, and then rugby. At this time, we are playing sevens, men's and women's. Our men's quite strong. But our moment is the team was set up just 1 year. In 1 year. Yeah, in 1 year. So I cover these ladies because some of them we taking from track and field. We taking from martial arts. So we develop them to play a rugby. Some of them playing soccer. So in 1 year, we don't give any not a higher hope for the ladies. Actually, we are shocked with the result. They managed to win the bronze medals. Also, they are in the third and fourth match. They are beating the Philippines. So, in 1 year preparation, they beat up the big name team. So I don't know what the girls doing in the field, because they are playing with all their hearts. They are tackling with their hearts. So some of the girls, it's like throw up in the field, because maybe he will take at the stomach at that time. So I see all the doctor carry she's out for the field. So she's crying at the field. So I picture she about a few photos, and then our men's wins. Our men wins the gold medal at that time. So this is the first gold medal in rugby. So this is a very proud moment. I think a few members of photographers are crying that time, including me, because it's very touchable. It's very touch moment, because I know, because I'm covering their training. I know there are a lot of hard work. Because all of them they are students. They are university students. So they are sacrifice their time for studies. Some of them pending their studies. So he can focus on the team. So they just play all their heart, with all of heart. So when they achieve the gold medal, so every in the one stadium is very cheering for them. In 2019, I'm going to Rugby World Cup in Japan. So under ASEAN I don't mind. So I think in 10 years that's a very I can say the highest level of my photography career or my photography journeys. Uh, so for this time, I prepared myself ready. I changed the money. I book I book a room first before then I go with a friend. Actually I going go to the Japan alone for 1 day. So my friend come following days because so that's the first time, my first time in Japan. So I just use the technologies to use the Google Maps to find but the Japanese people is very helpful because they are showing me until I find my hostel, right? Because I asking one of the speed mat girls, so he just show me the way, so you should do this, so this is the route, okay. So uh, it was very fantastic moment because in 2019 it was be the big issues because uh, I know everybody knows Sonny B. William is a Muslim rugby players for All Blacks, a big name, uh, because I'm covering the games All Blacks versus South Africa. For me, it's a very the games that I need to cover in my entire life. These are two big teams playing in the World Cup group stage because I want to cover Hakka that time. As a photographers, rugby photographers, Hakka is one of the character of the rugby. So before the Hakka, I managed to take a few shots. Sonny Bills and Ofa recite a doa to praise God. The background suddenly the wind is so windy and the flag was waved very beautifully. So they recite the doa. So I managed to catch the recite the doa with the flag behind. So after sending the photos to the back to KL, I update one photo, this photo in my Malaysia Rugby Instagram. Tomorrow, some of my friends say, "Hey bro, your photos now in Sony Bill's account, but no credit." I say, "Okay, I think I put a credit in the photos." So I tried to contact him. And offer. But I cannot get them. Maybe they are busy with the training with the team. So I asked Instagram to maybe they can email them. But Instagram take out the photos. Instagram take out the photos from Sonyville page, and then I start from that. This issue be a worldwide issue. Suddenly, my name boom, and entire world is like blaming me cause report to Instagram. So one of my friend from Reuters, he working with New Zealand team, asked me what happened. So I telling her, this is not religious issues. This is just a miscommunication because I showed the picture. So she look, oh, this photo have watermarks. Oh, so she's get it. The issue now, someone have cropped the watermarks and sent to the Sony bill. So at that time, a very chaos and the social media. Suddenly my page were hit by all these netizens from all over the world, but all my fellow photographer friends just support. This is our works. We need to defend our works. So just be patient. So so Sony Bills, he take up another photos with the watermarks. So he just apologized to me. So at that time I feel, oh, I don't know what to say. Sony William apologize for me to me. So I just reply to him just as a Muslim brothers. I don't want this to take for long because that beautiful photos. Because nobody will take the photos. Only the Muslim photographers know what you are doing at that time. You are recite doa to Allah to give strength to your team and your all your team members. So so this 2019 is a very peak moment for my career. For all these issues, suddenly my name, until the Brazil know my name, until Italy know my name. Photography, my dream project is to get a chance, and I can publish the article and make some journals about this. Maybe I can share about this to Geisha TVs also. So I think for me, photography in Conservator is helped me a lot. Photography helped me a lot in conservation jobs, because from photography I know what lens to use to get the details of the artifacts. I know how to set up a lighting to get the proper artifact for documentary, for catalogs, which part of which lens are using for good photos with no distortion. So when we are doing outside at the site, so what side I need to bring. So now I teach a few fellows of Conservator to use the camera, because it's an important thing. You need to add a skill into as a Conservator. Because to find a good way to make an article, you have not just a good writing, you need just also the good photos. So of course I'm also enjoying a lot of kind of sports, so I try to relate with my job. So now what I'm doing, I think I'm doing the happiness thing in the doing the happiness things in the world. So I think that's all about my profession and my hobbies. I really hope this sharing can give some inspiration or motivation for others for seeing these videos. Just keep on pursue your dreams. Never give up. Rest, but don't stop, and never give up until you reach your dreams. So thank you, Madam Homa, for inviting me once again. So I hope can meet you again in another series maybe. So thank you for now.
Absolutely. This was terrific. Thank you so much for your time and for very, very engaging and interesting stories. Great. Wonderful. So, thank you so much for watching. We hope you consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and to follow Geisha and Geisha TV on your preferred social media platform. You will find the links down below. Hope to see you soon.
Just when will I see you again? When I'm with you, I can't help but wondering, when will I see you again?